Hi everyone, my name's Damara and I work with my own channel called Damara She Knows. And this reading is one of our 3 monthly readings that I said I'd be doing. So this is for Taurus today. We're starting on the earth signs. I've just lit a candle here because I think we really need to keep shining the light. Oh my God, that's just fallen out. Is that symbolic? Oh my God, I was just about to say that this is the candle to light our way. And right now, there are all sorts of energies flying around, not just for us personally. I certainly have to be awake and aware on a bigger level than I've ever had to be because of putting a lot of information out to the public. But I know that worldwide, that's not going to work today. We need to shine our light. I'm just putting that away. It's fallen down twice. This is really about shining our light. I'm going to get on with the Taurus reading right now. But watch my other video I put out here today where I'm asking whether you're voting for your divinity, because we've got to be voting for our own authentic power right now. But I'm being warned here not to put too much energy into anything that we may even be saying we need to light a candle, because we are the biggest, brightest burning candles that we can ever have, and if our light doesn't start to shine soon, then you're going to be pushed aside. That's what's actually happening. We've got to start walking our path boldly, with awareness, with compassion, with honoring our soul selves. We are those huge energetic entities, those people who see, the energy, can see who we are when we walk in a room. Begin to be that. Now we're going back to Taurus. Okay, so this reading is the 3-month reading, which is going to be so important because this next 3-month period, this is why I was asked to do them. And we're now on to the 7th one. I'm just going to alter this camera slightly so that we can actually see the cards coming out. This morning, I picked up the cards to shuffle so that I had all of this ready. And I was told to make sure that I had 11 shuffles. And 11 is the master builder number. So we already have that. And I'm being asked now to do on camera the last 3. We're asking Spirit here now to give us the guidance for the next 3 months for all Taurians. And that's Sun, Ascendant and Moon cards. Let's see where we're going with this for Taurus. And our first card here, this is very symbolic for Taurians because some of them have not initiated their wisdom yet. But this is the time. I've been working with 2 or 3 Taurians very directly recently, and I can see all the wisdom that's lying buried beneath the more solid day-to-day energy, if you see what I mean here, where they're very good at organizing, directing, and getting on with things practically. But what they do need to do now is pull through that wisdom. And Sophia, which is the goddess of the wisdom, is the first card out. And all of those people who've been following my channel know that these life readings that I'm doing, which is what I do for other people personally, 1-to-1, but we're doing them for each zodiac sign. So this is for Taurus. And what it tells us is what the reading's about. So it's very directly connected to them bringing their wisdom to the forefront and to actually be in a state, like get their vehicle ready to be able to do that. So we need meditation. We need to be able to discern whether you're in the now moment or whether you're in your head. And you can go on to my Fast Track to Cosmic Consciousness video, which gives you like a half a dozen videos there, quite short, but they're giving you very precise techniques that I learned in a mystery school to do these things and to bring your own channel, your own vehicle into alignment so that you can bring through all of your soul wisdom from many, many past lives. The next card here, I'm loving this. This is the inspiration, and with all that wisdom comes the inspiration because it lights us up. When we connect to our true soul wisdom, that inspires us to go even further on our paths. So this is a wonderful reading here for Taurus. We're going for the third card here now. And this is the having the foresight and the energy here. Look, to turn this next cycle round, to know that you're done with the past and the old ways of doing things. And this cycle, the next cycle, as you can see, her hands are not touching it. It's her energy. It's going to be her wisdom, her inspiration that comes from that produces the energy to turn the next cycle round. And they truly need this, the Taurians right now, to get them out of the mud, to get them out of old, thick, very cemented patterns, and to come through with everything they have. Every one of us now must come through with everything we have. We need this to bring in the new world, the new way of living, the new way of experiencing each other and everyone else in the collective. And remember, I'm just being reminded here that the collective is only as strong as the weakest person in it. And this is why we must be giving the information out to others. Everything we have now needs to be shared, and that's physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, everything, so that we can contain the whole of the energies that are available. I need to stop this video now. Oh my goodness. I'm hoping that's done that. I have a ring on the bell. Sorry for this break. We have gas being delivered.
¿Va a ser hielo? ¿Lo quieren hielo? ¿Va a ser hielo? Thank you.
Oh my goodness, we all need gas in our tanks, don't we? Crikey, I never knew that was going to happen then. Okay, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to edit videos yet. None of my 700 videos have ever been edited. So let's carry on. So this is for Taurus, wisdom, inspiration, and this new cycle will not get turned around with grace only. You know, we're always being given those moments of grace, but this is when we really need to take responsibility. And I won't be surprised if that responsibility card comes up here too. We have to turn the next cycle, and this is so for so many people. We just had a dimming of the lights there to confirm that this cannot always be where all the grace pours in and it happens for us. We have to take responsibility for our soul journey now. Next card here. This is, you know, going back and doing that processing, but on a particular thing here. This is going back and making sure that you have cleared the way. And I remember, I think this is in one of the astrological readings I did where I picked one card for each zodiac sign, and I think grief came up there for Taurians, but this is here in bold array here. There is grief from the past. This is going to go back, way back to the beginning of your journey on earth probably, because it usually does. But it can also be other griefs along the way that didn't get healed, you know, deaths along the way, passing over to other dimensions of people, and that you were unable to grieve in the right way because of grief still not healed from even further back from your childhood. So this needs doing. So again, Fast Track to Cosmic Consciousness playlist on my channel, and you will be able to see the procedure there to do that very directly and very quickly. Let's do this middle card here. And if you do not get that healed, you are going to remain impartial victim, because this victim card is in the middle. And it's where we just feel that everything else is somebody else's fault and not our own. And you know, I was talking about that responsibility of turning that cycle. And that's now in direct diagonal with that changing woman, changing man card, which is your responsibility to turn that next cycle round. Where are we going this? This is really so much to do with the healing, the past healing that you haven't done, because we now have the complete shadow self here. So we have grief from the past, we have the shadow self, the beginning of that journey of, of doing the work, because the victim is here, very boldly here in the middle. It's going to touch every card on this reading, so we can't lessen this for Taurians. You really have a lot of work to do. Do you know, I was remembering back here to an occasion when I had this lady who was about 10 years older than me, who came to my practice. I'm going back decades, and this has just come full blown into my sight here. I've even got a picture of her. I can see her sitting in my room. And this was where she was telling me the story of when she was a little girl. She got blamed for stealing somebody's doll, and she never did it. And this said, when I spoke to her, she was probably about, she was 40 odd, I think. She was probably in her late 40s. I mean, she's now about 85, 86. But I've lost contact with her, but I know she's still alive. And she was talking to me about how she was so upset and she felt such the victim when she was accused of stealing this doll. And she was only a little girl. And I think this followed her around, and I remember seeing her later on in life. And it was like, for Taurians, it's very easy to get hitched into possessions and physical things. And I noticed that she was still there with that. I'd lent her my jacket for the day, an amazing jacket, multicoloured from Glastonbury. And I had told her that it was my favourite jacket of all time and that I loved it. And I'd given it to her because she was cold. And I let her, because I trusted her, to just, wear it all day because I didn't need it. I was very busy that day. And we were all out in the open. And when I went to get it back, she refused to give it to me. She refused to, she said to me, but you don't need this. I really love it too. I want it. And there was something really twisted that had happened to her because she'd never done that healing of the little girl that was accused of stealing that doll. And right now I know there's things happening in her life which have got even bigger in that way. And she's hanging on to, and this is financially something really huge, and it's not hers, and it's like really sad to see this, and it's part of the shadow, and knowing somebody personally who's a Taurian who's going through this, and really, she's very late on in her life now, and if she doesn't do this, she's going to be on that wheel of rebirth, coming back with a much more powerful example of this to live out. So be aware, Taurians, that if you don't heal this shadow, do the work. Do that inner work. It's easy to do once you get that pen and that pad and you start to follow the process. Again, on that fast track to cosmic consciousness, it's called healing your inner self or your shadow self, your inner child, something like that. And we're going to be forced to keep going over this, until we don't, because it's disappearing from all the zodiac signs, because it's coming up in different ways for everybody. And this isn't the only cards in here. Oh my goodness, I've just seen what's at the bottom. We have Sheila Nagig at the bottom with all the dark inner secrets. So we're on the absolutely right track. This is the goddess watching over this reading, which I usually look at the end. But so where are we going here? We're going into belief systems. This is where the healing for Taurians as well is really at a base of their own thinking, which comes from programmed belief system. And it may be that now your memory, because of your belief systems, it may be that you even think it is a different way and you can't get it out of your head. You have some fixed idea that things have to be a certain way. And even though a person's wishes were one way, if the system that we live in says it should be another way, then you would walk all over somebody's own wishes. That's not good. This is all coming through on the beliefs here, that to you sometimes the governmental systems, the program systems of the matrix really power over your genuine heart, intuition, and all the wisdom from the soul. And this is why you're so being asked to acknowledge and start to pull through your wisdom. But it's not going to come until you heal this middle line, which is the grief, the victimization, you being called and you being made to feel a victim. But also now that what's happened is it's got maybe very twisted, like I talked to you about this person I know. And that because you didn't heal the shadow self, you're now victimizing others wrongly. And it's really coming from a strong belief system that's entrenched into your human technology, and it can be lifted by you doing the work. There is no case that I've ever seen where it could not be lifted, even if it's at the last minute before you end up where justice really comes down on your head, because I can feel that here. For a lot of Taurians who are hanging on to the wrong belief system, justice is going to appear. very definitely in your lives. So we want the wisdom to actually neutrify or neutralize the victim state in the middle, which is the cause of it all. Where are we? This is so strong, this message here. The strongest I've seen yet in these 7 readings that I've done so far for the next 3 months, because honestly, start of next year, you've got to have, come through some of your shadow self to even survive in this new world that's coming through. And not just because we need it, we want it, those people who are awake. It's because the vibration is rising beyond where any victim can live and operate properly. It's not that they're going to just die physically, but they're going to be so on the edge of the new world society. They're going to be like on the outer edge of it, where they can't find their way in because the vibration will be too high for them to associate with if they're still in the victim. Does that comment in the comment section if you can understand what I'm saying here, because maybe I need to reword it again on the next video and again on the next until people begin to comprehend the high vibration coming in. And if you're in a low vibration, heavy state like the victim, you will not be able to operate in any good way at all. It will become impossible as time goes on through 2025 and 2026. So this is the new rhythm. And bringing in that inspiration from the wisdom to neutralize the victim, which is what is sitting on top of this, you can come through with a new rhythm. It's never too late to heal your past and to be who you truly are. Let's say that together. It's never too late to heal your past and be who you really are, who you came to be. I always ask for the watchers, pray with me for this last card, because who knows? And this is the unknown. This is really interesting. Going with what we know already is that Sheila Nagig, which I need to cover up, pulling out the entrails of all the lies and dishonesty and untruths that still stay in the minds of a lot of people, where if they go back and heal the core, they'll start to understand why they're acting the way they do and they feel stuck, right? Because this is the last card and this is the mystery. The first one, this is the first one out of the 7 zodiac signs that we've had the mystery card as the ultimate end, because if you're in the victim, we cannot predict now anything more than that it is unknown and it is a mystery, because you either do the work now or you don't. That's the clear message here. And if you don't do the work, you become a victim of this higher frequency scorching you. It's going to burn through with it's like oh goodness, the words I'm getting are a scarring burn from the high vibrations as it gets higher and higher. When you can't cope, it's like putting a toaster. Get a toaster and then you put it into the wrong outlet and the surge of electricity that comes through burns out the toaster. That's what we're talking about. And the bread would be burnt, wouldn't it? It would be scarred. And this is what's going to happen. None of us know how many people on the edges of this evolutionary change that we're going through. We don't know what happens to the people that go to the edges because they can't stand the high vibration. We don't know. But what's coming through here is that it will be a scar, it will burn, and you cannot then operate through your own human technology that was meant to be switched on and healing you and learnt from much earlier on in the journey. So take heed here. And this is Sheila Nagig. We know Sheila Nagig watching over this is saying there's a lot of hidden stuff that needs to be pulled out, like the entrails coming from her there. This is not an easy card to give out and not an easy reading to give out either, because Taurians, amazingly earthy people, and joined with Venus, aren't they? You know, they have that Venus quality because they are governed by Venus. And yet so many of them have remained stubborn and not done the work and holding on. It's like an insert there that says no, 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 when they should be saying, yes, let me dive deep into myself. So thank you for watching this. I'm so sorry about the delay, but do you know what? This is about gas in your tank. And I needed to put gas in my tank. Because I was very low, and I use it for heating the water and cooking. And it's really interesting because I was thinking, oh my goodness, if I don't get this now, I need to know that I have a certain amount of gas to take me through the next 3 months myself and into 2026, because none of us know how big the earth changes are going to be in our area, but we need to be on fire with our intuition, so that we can move out, even if it's only for 24 hours, where we get this really big urge to go hiking for 2 days out of town. And we don't know why, but we do it because the intuition is so strong, it's telling us. We don't need to know why, but you come back and you hear it on your phone as you're coming back from that hiking trip, and you realize that some huge earth cleansing and change has gone on in your area and you missed it. And you're going to be safe and you're going to be on your feet ready to help all the others. That's how this works. So keep your intuition on fire right now. Thank you for listening. Please like the video. Please join the channel. I'm here for you right the way through this whole next period of time, giving you any information I receive in downloads, channeling, everything else. Thank you for allowing me into your sacred space today.